definitely wants to get that sweep for those 3 points to get closer to their playoff secured spot.
That's the best case scenario for the Phoenix Army at this point, because again, one, you have to worry about Matt. This is his main hero. Number two, you also have to stop Kelra in terms of his scaling, but you also have to take note of the King of the Apes. It's King Kong and a tie between the Lancelot and the Brethren. That's how much of a flexible player this guy is. He can play mechanics, and he can play as a team player and just securing objectives.
Oh, Goyo.
Feels fine right now. Goyo, no black shoes yet. Has to be careful. Chaknu almost hitting that hook. It's actually pretty close. Now King Kong close to level 4 means that he can actually go a little bit more aggressive here if he wants to. But decides to go for it. Decides to not go for it, rather.
Anything in the emblems here?
Yeah, 3 agilities here are brought about by the side of TNC, which benefits, and also Wilderness Blessing goes into the Irithel, something that we don't usually see because Irithel usually has that tenacity to make sure that he can sustain and, you know, have a little bit more in terms of the defense that the Irithel can sustain in the early to the mid portions, because you would expect the early or the Irithel to struggle a little bit, but as I say that, it's bent things out.
Oh, it's a 2 for none. It's a 2 for none, Omega. They played it so well.
This is not looking good.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Again, and Rockhart mentioned this, right? Even with Lilia, her damage later on is pretty great. And early on, if you can land everything you need to, right, you don't exactly have the, even that safety of the black. Oh, innocent.
What is happening right now? It is a mess for the early game of TNC.
Good looking Ducati, though.
Good looking Ducati.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, flicker in by Ajay, though. This could be bad here for Kuyamati here, but King Kong make sure that it's a turtle and a kill.
But if you're smart, Omega, that's a dream start. You stop the early game scaling coming in from the Lilia, and you also dish out damage to both Bentings and Innocent. Stop Innocent from scaling, put all of your bank onto Kelra and protect him with that 1 assist already. This is a very good start for the side of Smart Omega, so TNC needs to find a way. You can see the Ducati skin.
Drifting.
Wow. Man, he's just, you know, putting donuts on the road, as they would say.
Wish I had one of those.
Yeah.
I just got one today. They're pretty nice. But
Sana all.
I got the Benedetta.
Hope all.
Hope all.
Yep, hope all. Well, right now, again, nothing too crazy for the most part, right? Smart Omega had a pretty good start.
Look at Ajay, though. He's 2 levels ahead of Ryota.
Yeah.
That is pretty massive. Think about it. Turret goes down as well with the help of King Kong. So at least there's one lane that TNC are definitely ahead of.
Ryota had a little bit problem in terms of laning.
Yeah.
Just because Ajay can use the Primal Wrath to just dish out a ton of damage and then get out of situations. But which is the reason why even when Smart Omega has managed to take pressure in terms of kills, TNC comfortably managed to secure the turtle, the very first turtle of this matchup, and we're starting to see that with the items that are presented a while ago. Has Claws been built up by Innocent, meanwhile, Corrosion Sight and even Steel Leg Plates have been secured by the 1-1 brought about here by Kelra.
TNC with the level advantage they have are actually pretty intimidating if you think about it. That Death Ball is really strong because of the Rafaela. So yeah, just buy some more time for Innocent, and later on it's going to look good for them.
Such even the cameraman want to take a closer look on that one.
I want to check this out.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I hope you have one too, Mr. Cameraman.
I'm just saying, hey, really randomly here, missed opportunity. Gord, he's already on a floating board. Why not a Ducati, man?
That is
true.
You know?
That's true.
The beam could have literally came out of the Ducati. It was
maybe
a
the next batch.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, next batch. Oh, a kill happening here on the bottom side of the map. What are we going to look at? Bottom is already a chaos as well. Maybe go there, Mr. Cameraman. There you go. Keller's actually low. Oh, Maddie is as well. Ajay hurts. He hits like a tank. TNC's going to get this turtle for sure. And they also got some good goodies on the bottom side of the map.
Ajay is stepping up when they need it the most. The Primal Rat is really counting here for the side of TNC Pro Team. Even with the Dominance Eyes as their first item, it really is of the essence for him to play marksman mode, something that Ryota did in game number 1, which is the reason why Smart Omega was unable to, you know, stop that one in this current 5 minutes of the game, even when you know, a bunch of items have already been secured here by both of the marksmen. You also have to take note of both Matt and King Kong at this point, because Matt still is yet to secure his very first item. Meanwhile, a Hunter Strike is already available here to King Kong just because they've managed to break both Energy Shield and the turret onto the top side. So that's extra gold that is being brought here. And I think that is because of the help of the Rafaela that is being brought here by Ben Things.
A big boo-boo there on the flicker. Hook might be a problem for Omega. King
Kelra
Kong trying to capitalize alongside Goyo. He's very forward right now. Get those blooms down in the right order. Dodge some of these Astral Recalls, and TNC suddenly looking really good.
This is the lineup that they have really kind of shining right now, right? The fact that 2 Innocent does have the Haas Claws, again, you have Ben Things on this Rafaela. You're allowed to have a lot of mobility, but also a lot of sustain this early on at this portion of the game, right? Obviously, Innocent later on, when he locks in the 3 or 4 items on this Irithyll, it's going to be quite devastating. But they also have to play around with the fact that there's going to be a lot of engage and disengage, especially with a lineup they're facing against Smart Omega. If Smart Omega doesn't land the hooks that they're looking for, especially with Chaknu, the other route they can go, obviously, is Ryota, especially if he's around those team fights, having that penalty zone when he has it with the flicker. But if they miss those, if they don't have those, then they'll most likely do what we saw from the previous game, where it's like, all right, we want TNC to actually be the aggressor, to go for us, initiate if we can. Because right now also, Smart Omega needs time to deal with some of this sustainability that TNC's lineup gives them.
Yeah.
And that's why you see this, especially now for this turtle.
Hook goes down, but Purify will be procced here. Goyo. Oh, that's a beautiful penalty zone there by Ryota, but Turtle's going to be closed up. The DPS from TNC is actually really high.
Kelra's flying.
Omega. Kelra, we got a flight of the Wan here, but it's going to be cut short. King Kong, does he have the decimate? Oh, he's going to get taken out. Matty Boy with a double kill. Goyo on the run as well. And it looked really good for a moment there, but Omega got the better of it.
Dude, King Kong was about to decimate the hell out of 1-1. He was about to bring him down, but again, Matt stepping up when he's needed the most, and this is who you want to do. This is the type of teammate that you really want to have. Lands on the extra knockup to stop King Kong from unleashing the decimation towards the 1-1 being brought about by Kelra. And after that flight, he got 3 kills, and he's managed to get to safety just because the Fredrin was there with the Appraiser's Wrath to bring 2 heroes down from the side of TNC Pro Team. So not only that, Innocent was also part of the crossfire. He was caught in the crossfire as well. So this is the second death of Innocent, which is not a very good sign because Kelra, looking at the other side, he's 3-0-3. It's a very good scaling coming in from the 1-1, which is supposed to arrive in the later portions of this match.
Yeah, very scary, right? Again, we know exactly what happened with Kelra in the previous game, and now this time he's actually in a much better position on this 1-1. And we know, even though we don't see 1-1 often anymore throughout the season, she's obviously still a great pick, right? Even the crossbow of tank, still very deadly. She's kind of a little finicky. She's kind of hard to catch as well, you know, with the way that her kit works. But when she's protected and peeled for, it gets that even more difficult, right? And that's what we saw from Matt earlier. Technically, Kelra should have died earlier, but Matt did a great job at really peeling and being there for the team there. So that was great to see. Now for TNC, like we mentioned, you know, hold on.
There he goes. Ethomax, though, that's a free kill going over to TNC. And the worst time possible for Omega, as we do have a Lord right here. Whether your screens, Ajay, he's waiting for an opportunity to go for that onward Earth Shatter combo. Goya's on the side, clearing that minion wave. And I think they can actually rush this. They can try to buy the time that Ethomax is not available. But look, Omega, they're also very willing to go for it. Flicker in to Goyo. Can't use the black shoes in time. They take out the Lilia, and it is huge.
Battle for the Lord here. They're going to still hold it in. It doesn't reset. They're going for it.
Retribution goes to King Kong. But what's going to happen to the kills? Ajay could be in trouble. Beautiful Earth Shatter knocks up so many members of Omega, but it's not going to slow him down at all. Kelra still hungry for blood here. Has that flight available, but misses on one proc on King Kong.
Clutch take with the Retribution coming in from King Kong to make sure that they could escape with at least the major objective on their
Oh!
side. Kelra is going to go down. It's the Ducati that helped. The engine of the Ducati making sure that he can chase the walk and skip in 1-1 and get him out of there. Shut down.
Yeah, that's the 1-1's actually deceptively squishy.
Squishy right now,
Way
right?
too squishy for an Iratel.
You know what? The main reason why 1-1 hasn't been caught as much is because the hardest crowd control is the onward. And he can easily tiger pace away from it. But
True.
now it's TNC on the driver's seat.
Can't dodge out of these arrows.
Dude, it's hurting so much.
Once those arrows are locked in, you can't dodge away from them, except for maybe the crossbow of Tang.
Great play there, though, for the first Lord, right, from TNC. It could have actually resulted into nothing if they didn't take counter out, so
Yep.
great decision there as well from Innocent, able to make that play. They're going to go ahead and lose a couple turrets, of course, for Smart Omega, so despite them looking relatively strong in the teamfight department, that was all on the whims as well from King Kong, able to secure that first Lord. So great there. Let's take a quick look at the item builds here going through.
I mean, items are looking pretty good, especially for Ajay. When you think about it, as Ajay has been making so many good plays in this matchup, even with just the Adikuras and the Dominance Ice. So the main damage dealer is going to be Etomax. Although he is already 2-1-5 at this point, there's not a lot of damage output that you can back it up. He just has the Clock of Destiny together with the Lightning Truncheon, and that is just not going to be enough damage to bring Ajay down, which is why Ajay is very confident in using the Flicker Earth Shatters, and from there, unleash damage, make the necessary setup play, and give Innocent some space to make sure that he can dish out a bunch of damage, and Decimation is going to be the name of the game with King Kong using the Hunter Strike.
Chakno hasn't really been able to hit many money hooks yet. I'm waiting for that to happen. You know what they say about Francos, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to hit every hook. Just
that
the
one.
ones that count.
The best ones.
The one that counts, right? I mean, still, given that, he hasn't had, like, these crazy big ones just yet, but he still managed to get the 7 assists, right? That's part of it. Again, the early game was kind of back and forth. It's still relatively even, I'd say, across the board. Of course, TNC has a little more space to work with, though, because, again, they secured that first Lord of the game here.
Oh.
And as they get prepped up,
It's a nice position there for Innocent.
yeah, they'll get in position here. Once again, Lord now spawning. TNC knows that they have a minor advantage with this, and that's why they're positioning the way they are. They're going to get spotted out, though, of course. And at2max doing what he did the previous game as well. He is the CCTV, as Hans likes to put it.
Nice
Yep,
game
although
set.
there
Oh
was-
my goodness!
That was money.
That was money.
I mean, that was
That's a 4v5.
It doesn't matter if you have the CCTV. He's got in the act.
Caught in the act, red-handed.
Oh.
As they are flying it up, Goyo's in trouble. Black Shoes are out. 4 members still available here.
Oh.
Ajay, can you sustain? There goes the Primal Wrath. And
King
it
Kong.
is
Uh-oh.
massive
King
here
Kong.
for the damage is real here for TNC actually. You
King
can't
Kong.
ignore it. Oh! Oh, King Kong
Oh,
on
wait,
the side.
Kelra.
Kelra's flying! He's flying!
No!
Doesn't make it! Maddie gets it!
Oh.
Maddie gets the Lord. That was close. That could have been so much worse.
It was an exchange of punches, bro. I thought Innocent, first off, Innocent was caught red-handed crossing the river with no permission coming in from the side of Smart Omega. Next up, Kelra flew. He was about to bring them all down, and Shaknu was caught in the decimation that was brought about in King Kong. That was the best case scenario for King Kong.
It was.
Everybody was at least in half health, but it
Oh.
was the Fredrin. It was Matt that again stepped up when he's needed the most, and to think that this guy arrived in week number 5. He's showcasing how well he can do with the use of this Fredrin.
Calling it right now. Clutch time, Maddie.
Yeah, Clutch Time Matty, or like in my head, I'm thinking another 4-letter name, right? Instead
Yep.
of Matt, his name is just Chad. Turns his name into Chad, goes for it, and now
Matt the
there's
Chad.
Matt the Chad. That works too, especially when he's playing the Fredrin.
Yup, Super Chat era.
Super Chad. Oh, look at that guy.
Oh,
Better go in. I think this is all the advantage that Omega needs. You see them running, you see them gunning for it. Ajay go full on Primal Wrath form.
Innocent.
Takes out the Chad, forces Omega to jump on and run for the hills.
Oh man, I almost want to do the sound effects myself, you know, like with the. You just can't help it.
oh
You
man.
gotta. It's right there.
I mean, I'll do it next time.
All right.
Next time.
Remind me.
I got you on that one. I got you on that one. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now that you open it up, okay.
You got
I'll do
it.
it for you.
I'll let
but
you.
again, I'm just about to say, I was kind of, you know, regretting the fact that Innocent just wasn't there in the Lord fight, because it was the perfect moment for TNC, especially during the Lord dances, just because they have the Rafaela on their side. Smart Omega doesn't have that. They only have vision, but they have no other way to extend the team fight. They have no way to stay in the situation because there's no walking ambulance. There's no medic that can help them time and time again when they're expecting something, right? They have no wheels. But Kelra's here.
Oh, the hook misses again.
Oh,
Kelra's
wait.
got good damage. He's the one on front again. What are you doing there,
Oh,
Kelra?
no.
Mr. Kelra right here. Forcing Omega to make a run for it. Of course, crossroad tank already brought, so that means that TNC are not afraid at all. But of course, there is no objective that they're fighting
the
over
counter
here.
punch.
It's the re-engage, the counter punch. Oh, there it is. That's Soldier out there, and the hook goes to the right target as well. Ajay is down. Ajay is down, folks.
Oh, they're still going to be hunting King Kong on the run here.
Matt's on a hunt.
Matt's on the hunt right now. Everyone's on the hunt. Nice hook as well. And with that hook, with the Ben things going down, I'm not sure what else TNC can do. Omega looking like they're ready to take it right now, but they decide to go for the Lord instead.
Yeah, they might just go for the Lord here, but again, 3 heroes are down. They've caught them in an ambush. They've caught them in the best street possible, the street where no one passes. And the Barangay just unleashed ham on the Phoenix Army. It's Innocent and Goyo. Even though they have wave clear, they don't have enough sustain to even contest for this Lord. It's starting to become a problem, which already was in the start of this game. But I have to say, the general of the Atoy Army, he stepped up where he needed the most. The XP laners in this game are going crazy, and this time, it's Ryota's turn to show out.
That's true. When they got rid of Ajay, it looked a lot easier.
Yep.
That was, I mean, even leading into that amazing penalty zone, they were funneled where they wanted them, basically.
Yeah, the position
allowing
was
him. Yeah.
great.
And it was just a very good orchestrated team fight and putting them where you wanted to.
Oh, man.
But, you know, even given that, still, GNC has some fight in them. They're still going to do their best here. Okay, hook
Right.
not.
Omega not slowing down at all. Trying to capitalize on that Lord on the bot side of the map.
Little mortal coil there, thankfully.
Yep.
Ow.
All right, so tower can possibly go down, although, again, this Lily is actually really good at the clear here at this point. Doesn't need the reset, doesn't need all of that. He can actually clear really well as long as he hits targets with Gloom. Kelrado once more in the front lines of this game.
I mean, he's just throwing darts at this point.
Yeah, and
Bullseye after bullseye.
And TNC are afraid to engage him.
Yeah.
This is that savage play style.
Yeah.
That savage
Filipino
mentality.
savage.
Yep. That's exactly why he's called that. You know, we saw it earlier on Bruno, and we're like, oh, maybe the Diggy, you know, was part of that situation. But then it's just like, oh yeah, this is Kelra.
Yeah.
The Filipino savage. He's going to do it on the 1-1 as well. Of course, he needs to get those weak points off as to proc that. Okay.
Flicker in by Ajay, looking for Kelra right now. Everyone's trying to jump in on the Filipino Savage, but it's not resulting in anything. They got loaded.
Ryota.
They got Matty though, and Ryota has to make a run for it. Beautiful defense here coming in from TNC.
Yep. Smart Omega making sure that they could escape that situation. It was looking dire, especially for Matt and Ryota, but they still managed to get out of safety. And you have to take note that Goyo, even with the recent adjustments coming in from the Lilia, it's still going to be super effective up until the later portions of the game.
Yes.
The wave clear is there, even when, you know, actually, it's just one inhibitor that's lost for them. But now that the Lord is going to be spawning on the bottom side of the map, it's going to be easier for TNC to actually clear the waves out because they don't have to worry about the dead lane as much because the inhibitor is still alive for the Phoenix Army. The retributions have already been used, but it's starting to hurt. There's the flicker coming in from Chaknu, not going to be available for the next 2 minutes.
I love that Omega's always proactive that way, but that flicker hook combo very rarely hits.
Yeah. It's the Omega we know, though.
It's Omega we know.
And not only that, but it was like, Lord's about to spawn, right? So you really want to kind of delay this. because you don't have, not just with the hook, right? But obviously, we've also seen Chaknu do a lot of the Bloody Hunt flicker combinations as well.
Yeah, that's useful.
So now he doesn't have that. And TNC knows this. They might drag this fight out a little bit longer, of course, the longest they can. But again, we've got Etu Max just go ahead and dealing with the lanes, kind of clearing those up. But look at the positioning here, too, right? Even for Chaknu and Kelra, they're trying to keep tabs on everything, especially on the top side. But the safe route's going to be taken for TNC as they get in position. Again, just holding the Lord here. This is like we say, it's the Lord dance. It can be dragged out quite long at this point in the game, 20-plus minutes.
Cool Kelra.
We'll see how it all plays out. Once again, still Etu Max handling that top side for now. Can just get to this area that he needs to. Oh,
Green, Ajay, no one was home. Everyone knocked up here for TNT. It doesn't look good. King Kong's down, no retribution, and Kelra is flying. Oh, that could be it. This could be the end. And just like Etu Max with a double kill as well, just adding insult to injury.
Kelra is just him at this point.
He is done. This game is mine, says Omega. Says the Filipino Savage Kelra.
Ben thinks the only angel left, and they want to wreak havoc.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
It's a win for Smart Omega here in a sweep, but it's also TNC out for playoff